Okay, I'll start. Namaste. Do you feel the issues of pitta issues like ulcer, not able to control your anger, a lot of irritation, a lot of sleeplessness, getting snapping at all others easily? Yes, do you face those issues? Then this video is for you. Watch this video completely till the end to get the benefits, implement it in your life, and you will see the benefits. Namaste, I'm Sachin Hebar, creator of Self Healers Hub on a mission to help 100,000 working professionals live healthier, happier, and a more energetic life through the ancient Indian science of Ayurveda. And in this video tutorial, I have a very special guest, Madhuri from Madhuri Yoga, who is a CA turned yoga teacher and who has cured her PCOS naturally through yoga techniques and through cleansing techniques of yoga. And she will demonstrate today the cooling pranayamas which helps to calm the pitta component in your body. Okay, all these issues with anger, irritability, all this can be you know got under control if you practice regularly. Not like if you do it like one day and say I wanted to give cure, it does not happen. You cannot. You have to make sure you make it a habit and implement it and follow through. That's why I requested Madhuri from Madhuri Yoga to demonstrate these pranayamas so that you can implement it in the correct way, because the postures are important, the way you breathe techniques are important. And I thought that for all the benefit, let's hear it from an expert yoga teacher itself. So Madhuri, welcome to today's tutorial. Yes.
Namaste everyone. Thank you, Sachin. Thank you so much for having me here. So when we talk about pranayama, the loose translation of pranayama is breathing techniques or breathing exercises. But pranayama is much more than just breathing exercise.
Mm-hmm.
But for everybody to understand easily, let us call it breathing exercise. Mm-hmm. So there is one simple pranayama called the Shitali pranayama. Shitali means cooling effect. So this pranayama is very, very effective for getting coolness in the body, reducing the heat and reducing your anxiety, stress and all of that. Mm-hmm. So it's a very simple technique to do Shitali pranayama. I'll just demonstrate. Yeah, sure. So you have to roll your tongue.
Okay.
So you have to roll your tongue and make a tube out of your tongue. Okay. So for some people, it may be difficult to do that, but it comes with practice. Tongue may not be flexible enough. It comes with practice. So we have to inhale through that tube and exhalation will be normally from the nose. Okay. So we don't have to focus too much about exhalation because exhalation will happen naturally. So focus is only on the inhalation. Okay. I'll just demonstrate how to do it. We have to sit straight for any pranayama. Generally, we have to sit straight. We need to keep our spine straight. But for pranayama, when we are doing pranayama, it is very essential to keep the back straight so that the breathing is very, very easy.
Awesome.
So keep your back straight. Hands should be on the knees. If you're sitting cross-legged, it's very, very good. Okay. So keep your back straight, shoulders relaxed. You don't have to keep your shoulders up like this. Keep it relaxed.
Yeah, great.
Roll your tongue.
Okay.
So basically you're inhaling from the tube. Imagine your tongue is like a straw and you're inhaling the air and you're trying to swallow the air by taking your tongue inside, and the exhalation is normal from the nose. Can we try together, Sachin? We will try 5 rounds.
It has a little cooling technique. Yeah, I feel
Let's try. Let's try together.
Yeah. Okay.
Roll your tongue.
Yes, I think I get that cooling effect when you do that. Yes.
So with continuous practice, like you said, it is not just one time practice, but yes, continuous practice, you will realize that not only your mouth, your chest also becomes cool. So you can feel the cooling effect in your chest as well.
Exactly.
So who can practice Shitali Pranayama? Anybody, irrespective of age, irrespective of how their body is, irrespective of what diseases they have, what medical conditions they have, they can practice. Only thing is, just because there is a cooling effect in the body, if you are staying in cool conditions where the temperature is actually very low, it is prescribed not to practice it. And secondly, if you have low BP issues, that is also a situation where you're not supposed to practice Shitali Pranayama. Apart from these two, you can practice it in any situation. No restrictions of age or gender or body type or nothing as such. You can practice and keep it regular.
So is it like Madhuri? Is it should be like morning we should practice or evening? Is there any prescription like that? Should only
For
morning?
pranayama, there is no restriction. You can practice anytime, morning, evening, night, anytime.
Yeah.
But only thing is, generally we say before doing any kind of yogic practices, there should be a gap of 2 hours after your last big meal. That's it. I mean, you could have eaten little lightly and all, but a big meal, if your stomach is feeling heavy, the only reason is if your stomach is feeling heavy, you will not be able to do it freely. You yourself, your body yourself will feel it. So I don't have to be specific about it, but yes, there should be a gap of 2 hours after your last big meal and your yogic practice.
Yeah, even in Ayurveda they say that there should be that gap, or else, yeah, as I said, stomach is heavy, you will not get that free movement at all.
Yes.
And you will feel like really heavy when you try to sit straight. Yeah, that was a really nice explanation of physically, and I think this will help people they can cool themselves down. And you already then said that you can do it at any time of the day, and we are in the busy lifestyle these days. I think that is a good, they can integrate it into their lifestyles. No,
Yes,
I can't do only morning, I am busy. No, you can do it in the night also, evening also. That's good. All right. So what are the next pranayama? Which is the one we can do for the cooling effect? Yeah.
There is one interesting pranayama called Bhramari pranayama. Bhramari has a lot of effect. It is not just the cooling down effect. So Bhramar means buzzing sound. A honeybee, it makes a buzzing sound, right? So that is the buzzing sound that we are going to be doing during the pranayama.
Okay.
So this buzzing sound creates a vibration in your mind, basically, when you practice it.
Wow.
And where does the buzzing sound come from? Om, the sound comes from Om. Om consists of A, U and Ma. So we are taking only the Makara from Om and we are incorporating it in Bhramari Pranayama. So that is where the buzzing sound comes from.
Awesome.
So very, very simple way to practice Bhramari Pranayama. I'll show you the basic version and then we can go to the advanced version as well. So again, once again, sit straight. You have to sit straight. And it is best if you can keep your eyes closed, because if your eyes are open, you will have a lot of distractions. So it's best to keep your eyes closed. Once again, keep your palms open on your knees. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Start Bhramari Pranayama, buzzing sound. Slowly open your eyes. So this is the simple basic version of Bhramari Pranayama. So the technique is inhalation, exhalation, second inhalation, and during the second exhalation, you will be making the buzzing sound.
Okay.
So some people do it directly wherein they inhale and in the first exhalation itself, they do the Bhramari sound. It's just to give the sensation, give the gap and have the proper breath work. That's why I did the extra inhalation and exhalation.
Yeah.
Let's practice 3 more rounds together. Close your eyes, keep your back straight. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Start Bhramari. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Start Bhramari. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Observe the silence. Gently open your eyes. So this was Bhramari Pranayama. So initially we practice it like this. In the advanced, the actual way of practicing Bhramari is by using your thumb and closing your ears and using the other 4 fingers and closing your eyes. So there will be a lot of difference between doing the Bhramari normally and doing with your ears closed. So you're blocking all kinds of noises and all kinds of distractions, and your buzzing sound is within your head. So that creates a different kind of vibration. We can try it together. I didn't want to do it initially because you wouldn't be hearing my instructions, because if your ears are closed. So that is why I gave the instructions and demonstration first, and then we will do the actual Bhramari Pranayama. So we can try one round. Keep your thumb,
okay, thumb is like this,
and you don't have to insert it inside your ears. The earlobe, you just have to close it. I'll show with removing my earphone. So this earlobe, you just have to close it. You
okay, no need to put it inside.
Yeah, you just have to close the earlobes. And other fingers, 4 fingers, close your eyes. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. Start Bhramari. Slowly bring your hands down and open your eyes.
Yes, this has a different effect.
Yes. So the vibration will stay within your, your head. That's the reason there's a difference. So common mistakes while doing Bhramari is that one full exhalation should be the Bhramari pranayama. So you don't have to be like,
Okay.
one full exhalation, and don't compare your exhalation with somebody else's exhalation,
Yeah.
because breath work is different. So
Yeah,
just
exactly.
because you're doing together and somebody else is doing for a longer time, you don't get worried that, okay, why am I not doing for a longer period of time?
Yes.
So each person's body, each person's breath is different. It is totally different. So don't compare your breath with anybody else's
Exactly.
breath. And one complete exhalation is Bhramari. It also helps that if you do the buzzing sound in a low pitch, because that will help you to extend it for a longer time. So if you're starting on a higher pitch, like that will put more strain on your throat, and you will end up with a shorter exhalation. That's the point.
So don't get the maximum benefit of it.
Yeah. So start with the lower pitch. Yeah.
Okay.
Start with the lower pitch. And Bhramari pranayama is very, very, very good for insomnia. That is the sleeplessness. So if anybody feels that they're not getting proper sleep or quality sleep, and they're not falling asleep immediately as soon as they go to bed, if they practice 10 to 15 rounds of Bhramari just before they go to bed, it is very, very easy to fall asleep.
Yeah, yes. For insomnia, it's suggested in Ayurveda, this one, or meditation, or savasana, any of this. And these are all inexpensive techniques. You don't have to spend even 1 rupee for this. You just need to, you just need to sit and do this. Yeah, what does the need to spend? You don't spend also inexpensive methods. Why don't you try it? Yes.
Exactly.
And Madhuri, I really, really thank you, and I'm really grateful for you to taking this time and explaining Shritadi and Brahmari Pranayam, which is, I felt the cooling effect right away when I did this exercise with you, and I think it will benefit. I believe it will benefit all who was watching this, and Madhuri. And thank you so much for explaining this. And yes, surely in the next videos, if we are doing it together, we will come up with pranayamas which will increase your heat in the body, so that for all the vata people or the kapha people who need the heat in the body, who are a little cooled down already, you need a little heat, you need to generate. One is Surya Namaskar, obviously, but the other pranayams, we'll hear it from Madhuri itself. And thank you, Madhuri. Namaste to you. And
Thank you so
guys,
much
if
for
you're watching
having
this
me
on
here.
Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, hit that like button. Okay, hit that like button, or hit the love symbol. Share it. Let everyone who facing the issues, let them get this easy technique. So share it. Post it on your wall. Okay, post it on your wall. Pay it forward, and subscribe to the channel if you're watching on YouTube, and subscribe to Madhuri's channel. The links will be in description. Subscribe to her channel. Follow her page on Facebook as well for all the yoga mastery techniques. Okay, follow her page on Facebook. Follow her on YouTube. Link will be in the description. Hit that subscribe button. Pay the good content forward. Thank you, Madhuri. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Namaste.
Namaste.